You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Police in Hazleton were on the scene of a stabbing this afternoon in the city. Police were called to a home along South Pine Street in Hazleton for a report of a stabbing sometime before 4:30 this afternoon. One person was reported to have been stabbed and was being treated at the scene. No other details have been released at this time, but we'll have more information for you as it becomes available. Some candidates are waiting for absentee and mail ballots to be counted in their races before they concede. Doug Mastriano was the top vote getter over Lou Barletta and will face Josh Shapiro come the fall, while the race for the open Senate seat between Dave McCormick and Dr. Mehmet Oz is still too close to call. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman won the Democratic side of that race. In the 8th Congressional District, Jim Bognett received the top vote against Mike Marsicano and will face incumbent Democrat Matt Cartwright in November. For the 116th Legislative District, Republican Dane Watrow Jr. led the competitive field of candidates looking to fill Tara Toohill's old seat. Watrow, along with other candidates, will go up against Democrat Yesenia Rodriguez in the fall. Pittston City Police and the Luzerne County DA's office are investigating a shooting incident from earlier this month. The public's being asked to help identify persons and vehicles of interest relating to a shooting incident that occurred on Kennedy Boulevard just before 10:30 the night of May 2nd. A gold minivan, possibly a Kia Sedona or Hyundai Entourage, was being followed by another vehicle at the time the shooting occurred. A third vehicle, a newer model, white Dodge Durango with black wheels and a black decal on the lower door panel, was seen driving by at the time of the incident. Police believe those in the vehicles have information, and as a result, all are persons of interest in the case. Anyone with any information is being asked to contact Pittston City Police at 570-654-2425. State police at Shikshini are investigating a report of a robbery from a Fairmont Township cemetery. Troopers say that some 100 brass military designations markers have been removed from Mossville Cemetery on Mossville Road sometime between May 1st and the 16th. The markers have either World War, Vietnam, U.S., or Gold Star imprinted on them. Anyone with information is asked to contact State Police at Shikshini. A dead tree came toppling down on a passing delivery van Tuesday afternoon in Locust Township. 50-year-old Christopher Madej of Blakely told police he was slowly driving a DHL van east on Rarick Road around 2:30 Tuesday afternoon when wind snapped a dead tree hanging over the road. He veered off the road into a wooded area after the tree struck the van's cab and crushed it into a V shape. The roof of the van's cab was crushed, the front and side windows were smashed, and the doors could not be opened due to the damage. Madej was able to crawl out of the van before he was transported to Geisinger Danville for treatment of minor injuries. The owner of a roofing company in Hazleton will be spending 6 months in prison for failing to collect and pay required federal payroll taxes over several years. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of PA announced the sentencing yesterday of Charles Ehrenberg, owner of the Hazleton-based Ehrenberg Roofing and Construction Company. According to the U.S. Attorney, his labor force was made up of undocumented immigrants who were paid in cash. Officials say the 34-year-old was also ordered to make restitution of just over $185,000 that was not paid to the IRS from 2017 to 2020. Weiss Markets in West Hazleton will reopen next week after being damaged by fire back on December 6th. The doors at 100 Weiss Lane will be opening up shop at 7 a.m. on Thursday, May 26th. Customers of the supermarket, which has served Greater Hazleton since 1967, will find a restored and upgraded store in the same location. The 65,000 square foot building will feature enhancements, including a drive-through pharmacy, Weis New Market-style produce department design, and the latest decor. All checkout lanes are adaptable to be used as self-checkout during less busy times or manned by cashiers during busier times. UGI Utilities says it's raising its natural gas rates beginning next month. Starting June 1st, the utility says the average homeowner will see a 7.4% increase, or about $7 more a month. UGI is also seeking another increase that would take effect in December that, if approved, would raise rates another 5.3%. All customers are encouraged to sign up for UGI's free budget billing program, which spreads bills over 12 months. Customers with a limited or fixed income should call 1-800-UGI-WARM to determine if they're eligible for energy assistance programs. Summer's right around the corner, and that means more people will be traveling. Our Ryan Osachi stopped by AVP this morning to get some travel tips for this summer.
At the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, TSA is preparing to handle an increase in the number of travelers as travel volume is already starting to pick up. This summer may be the first time many people are traveling since the start of the pandemic, so TSA is asking the public to brush up on airline travel regulations.
Typically every May through September, we see the longest sustained period of increased passenger traffic, and we expect the same this year with the first uptick in travel just around the corner for Memorial Day weekend. Prepare yourself for the process that you're going to experience at the security checkpoint, and that means getting out your boarding pass and your ID prior to coming to the ticket document checker, making sure that you're removing your liquids, gels, and aerosols from your bag. The 311 rule is still in place. So that is 3.4 ounces or less of liquids, gels, and aerosols in a 1-quart bag. Make sure that you have them separated. Make sure you have your medically necessary liquids separated as well. A lot of this is preparation even before you get to the airport. We're still seeing, after 20 years, lots of knives and other prohibited items. We want to minimize hassle that you may experience at the checkpoint as much as possible, and a lot of that is your preparation ahead of time.
Lisa Farbstein from TSA Public Affairs has some good tips for you if you are flying out of Avoca.
You're not as likely to see a super long line, but do be aware that early in the morning is the busiest time of day. Just like highways have rush hours, airports have rush hours. And the rush hour here at this airport is very early in the morning in the 5 to 7 a.m. Time frame. But when you're flying back from Chicago, from Charlotte, from Newark, you will see a line. Get to the airport early. That's clearly the number one piece of advice. Second is know before you go. Know what is in your carry-on bag and your check bag. So when you get to the checkpoint, you don't want to have any prohibited items in your carry-on bag. So TSA has many ways that you can find out what items should go in your carry-on bag, your check bag, either or neither. First, on our website, tsa.gov, in the upper right-hand corner of the homepage, we have a feature, Can I Bring? You type in the name of the item and it will let you know where you should pack it. We have a free downloadable app. It's free. It's called My TSA. It has that same handy feature. Can I bring? You type it in. So you type in something like shampoo, and it will let you know that yes, you can bring your shampoo in your carry-on bag as long as it's small. Also, we have a very active Twitter account. It's called @AskTSA. You can send in a picture of an item, and they'll let you know pretty quickly where you should pack it, or you can just type in the name of the item, and they'll let you know again where you should be packing that item.
So remember, get to the airport early and know before you go so you are well prepared for your flight. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Ryan Osachi.
Thank you, Ryan. Coming up on WYLN News, an ag lab made its way over to West Berwick Elementary School, plus details on a free food truck festival this weekend. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
How you doing, everybody? This is Ricardo Santos from J Zapata. Woo, woo. You remember this old monster? Well, we're moving into a building. It's a big restaurant. Come and check us out. This is what we had on our menu. Regular burrito. We have the taco americano. Let's go with the Mexicans. They don't have a sombrero, but there you go. Corn tortilla, gluten-free. This is the birria tacos, enchiladas, nachos, flan, 3 leches. That is right. Come on, 620 Hillside Drive, grand opening of J Zapata Mexican Restaurant. Whoop, whoop.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
West Berwick Elementary got to spend the week learning in a classroom right outside of their usual classroom. Third graders at West Berwick Elementary got to spend their morning with the Pennsylvania Friends of Agriculture Foundation in a 40-foot mobile agriculture education science lab. The mobile ag lab travels across the state to bring an interactive field trip style experience directly to schools and students grades K through 8.
So the Mobile Ag Lab, it's been coming for years. It comes for a week at the end of the year, and the kids get to go out and just experience agriculture and connect the ways that agriculture is a part of their real life. They get to do science experiments with the scientific method, and they get to figure out the connections between farm and their regular life.
The Mobile Ag Lab's equipped with over 30 STEM-based science experiments and lessons, a certified teacher, and all the supplies needed for a hands-on learning experience. Each science experiment is designed to emphasize a different aspect of agriculture, including Pennsylvania's commodities, the environment, biotechnology, food, and fiber.
So today they made glue out of milk. It was pretty stinky, but they had to form a hypothesis ahead of time whether or not the milk could create a glue that would hold the same as Elmer's glue. And then they'll compare the milk that they created with the Elmer's glue.
Each lesson on the Mobile Ag Lab focuses on increasing student knowledge on the importance of agriculture and its impact on their daily lives.
The kids always love it. They love science anytime they get a chance to do an experiment and see what they can create. And it's always really neat for them to see that they can create these things using everyday household items that they have in their home.
And third graders Lainey and Gracie could definitely attest to that and said their favorite part about the experience was the whole thing.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, like all the science we did. The milk thing turning into the glue was pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, it was really awesome. I love science. That's my favorite subject, and it's cool how it actually looked like glue after when we made it, and you don't usually see that.
Now, are you both looking forward to doing this again when you guys hit 4th grade?
Yes. Yes.
More on the Pennsylvania Friends of Agriculture Foundation's Mobile Agriculture Education Science Lab can be found at pfbfriends.com/aglab. The Lehigh Valley Food Truck Festival is making its way to Coca-Cola Park this weekend, and it's now free. The free Food Truck Festival will be held this Saturday, May 21st from noon to 6 p.m. Parking is $8. The festival was originally through ticket purchase, so those who pre-purchased them will will be contacted on how their money can be used toward other event expenses. The event will feature many food trucks that include craft beer selections, mixed drinks, live music, and other fun activities around the park. Family activities include cornhole, beer pong, access to the Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital Kids Zone, appearances by Iron Pigs mascots, and much more. Coming up on Evansville's News Choice, we talk baby formula on this Wellness Wednesday, plus Leading the Way, Part 3. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on Wyln TV.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Memberships are available at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. The new upgrades will leave you with a distinctive and unique experience unlike any other venue in Northeast PA. Call Frank Gradis 570-233-5328. Email vccpro@thevalleycountryclub.com.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, let's talk about some practical tips. We see so many thousands of patients here. Summer tips, traveling tips, how to keep your body healthy. So stay tuned, we'll give you a better summer.
Welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. Thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. I'm Julia Wiegand, and today we are on location at Lantern Lane with Dr. Pradeep Adumala. First of all, how are you doing, doctor?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. So today we are going to be going over baby formula. Now, doctor, I know that there is a current shortage at the moment of baby formula. What should mothers, parents be aware of about the shortage and baby formula in general during this time?
See, the crisis have happened because of supply chain issues and one brand contamination. So at this time, I would caution all the mothers and family members, don't try to buy in a big amount so that you increase the worsening of the scarcity. So the best thing is try to buy for a 2-week supply. And if you have one brand you're taking, certain brand you're taking and it is not available, it's okay to switch to other formula. Unless otherwise you are allergic to milk and you are in a special brand like Elicare, some Nutramagen, so you can ask the pediatrician what is the next available. Okay, and there is articles going on to prepare the homemade formulas. And as a pediatrician and American Academy of Pediatrics, we suggest not to do that because it can cause more health issues and it can be dangerous to the child. If you are unable to find in a big areas, the formulas you are unable to find in the big stores, you can try in a small stores. Or if you are smart enough, you can do online order for a certain brand which is have the thing and it can come in 1 week. Okay, and I think these are the basic things we can do it to avoid this crisis.
Now, I know you touched on the almost DIY baby formula recipes that are out there, and we kind of touched on how those are probably not a good idea because you never know what is going into those. What are some of the things that parents can do? Are there other ways to get said baby formula?
See, if you are taking a certain brand for a certain period of time and you are unable to get it, you can switch to other brand. The only thing you can notice a change is the stool color may change. I've seen a lot of patients complaining of stool color change. And some people are mixing too much water. That's not recommended because you're going to get less calories and they have watery diarrhea also. And if somebody is almost a toddler age and is going to turn like almost 1 year within 1 week, you can switch to whole milk also. This is like a rare situation. And if somebody is breastfeeding, try to encourage more of breastfeeding. So if you do these simple steps, I think already we are getting notice from all the brands of Similac and all the stuff. They said the supply is increased now and no need to get panicky. And the formulas, if you want to buy it, just buy for 2 weeks, not more than like 1 month, and make it more worse to the other people who really need them.
So after all this, what is the big message that you want parents and mothers out there who have to use baby formula, that are in need of baby formula? What's the big message to them?
First of all, don't get panicky situation and try not to do unnecessary things to make it more worse to the babies. Don't try to make it homemade formulas. Don't try to import the formulas. These are the basic things. If you have any questions, talk to the pediatrician first, because changing a brand of formula is okay. But if you are specifically allergic to certain formulas, you can talk to the pediatrician and he'll help you to what best to do it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for squeezing us in your schedule today to talk baby formula.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody watching out there. Remember, baby formula shortage. Don't go overboard with the buying in bulk. And also, if you do have any concerns, be sure to talk to your pediatrician before you make any moves. So that's it for this Wellness Wednesday. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon at 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media? Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
now more than ever.
WYLN is your local news leader.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman on WYLN TV 35. Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 4, Sundays at 9.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Amy Yannick's leading the way into part 3 of this week's series.
Welcome to Leading the Way, and this week we are at segment 3 with Amy Yannick, and now we've found out that after you couldn't be a mermaid or a marine biologist, you became a teacher, you're involved with organ donation, and let's talk a little bit more about the teaching aspect. How did you end up at Hazleton Area High School?
I started at Pocono Mountain when I lived in Scranton. They have a very open hiring policy where there's high turnover. So it was very easy for me to get in, especially I started mid-year. So I worked there for 2.5 years, and then my father passed away. That took a toll on me, having to move, sell his house, move. I actually moved down to Beach Mountain at the time. And I decided that I would try to get into Hazleton. So I was at the Career Center for 9 years, and 11 years I've been over at high school.
And now you're teaching anatomy and physiology. And that led you to introduce organ donations to your students.
And also the Gift of Life program from a former student. So when I ask students if they have any connection to organ and tissue donation, they might say that someone was an organ donor or someone received maybe a kidney. But what I wasn't expecting was the student that I know her brother had passed away. He was a student. It was Lucy Pincala. Her brother Paul had passed away in a car accident in 2008. And Lucy and her father are advocates and they're ambassadors for Gift of Life. So when she told me that, I said, well, I need to get involved with that because I didn't know that that was something that I could do. So she actually set the ball rolling.
And what is a Gift of Life ambassador?
Gift of Life ambassador is a volunteer who's trained by Gift of Life to spread the message of organ and tissue donation in our communities. And for me as a teacher, it was a no-brainer that I have the target audience, 16-year-olds, 17-year-old students that are getting their license. My father, his donor was 18 years old.
So we're going to talk about that when we have Amy back with us, and we hope you can join us on Leading the Way tomorrow, segment 4 with Amy Yannick.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.